today is day 300 of the year of streaming and learning to code. We are continuing on. Cat, you're already in the way. Look, over here. What's that? Yeah. Oh, good. Mostly good cat. There you go. Oh, who's the best little kitty? You are? Yeah, good. All right, day 300. Continuing on with not coin toss. Cat, did you click on that? Magic 8 Ball. Project number 4 is where the adventure continues. What's that? What's that? Wiggly fingers? Yeah, you're a good little kitty. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So we are no. Let's try and get our example project code open. Thank you, little cat. There is our example project, followed by our code. Yeah, this is paste. Check that out. Just, it's a bit sadder and slightly scarier than the example project, but ours is a work in progress. Isn't that right, little kitty? It is. You're just full of curiosity and love and no, oh my god, you're moving everything. The webcam and the keyboard and just this is tragic. This is tragic. Hey, cat. No. I'm gonna move you. You're literally upside down. Hold on. Just sorry. This is a new after 300 days, she hasn't been quite this committed to being ridiculous. No. Okay, look at that. And 1 and 2 and oh my god. You poor thing. There we go. Wow, that was not graceful. Okay. Let's see if we can readjust, shall we? There we go. Ah, geez. All kinds of ridiculous. Okay. There's the cam. Mic is mostly back in place. This. Okay, she's hunkered down in her napping position for now. Oh, we're set. We're good. We've got. Let's do a quick rundown. We've got our project. We've got Atom up. So GitHub, Atom, webcam, mic. We're gold. Oh, and chat. We need chat on our phone. Good. And chat is up and running. We are set to finally embark on day 300. You know, I think I'm more excited for day 300 than the end of 10 months. I know the end of 10 months is still a couple days away. Today's what, October 27th? We've still got 5 days, something like that, until the end of the month. But 300, I mean, this is the first day where we get to ditch the 2, and now we get to hang out in the 300 plus day club. So that's awesome. All right, I did not think we would have a day 300, but here we are. Nevertheless, forging ahead, damn it. Quick run through. So here is our example project. Magic 8 Ball functions the way you think it would. Today is what is a good question to kick off day 300? Maybe we can do will little kitty nap during the stream and leave us alone to work. Highly likely. Hey, look at that. It's on our side for once. Cool. The last like 2 or 3 days it's been mocking us and it's known that tragedy is always surrounding our stream. Now, we really should deal with the whole ridiculous 8-ball. I think we should just find an image like Topher did. I think that's going to save us a lot of heartache. We do have, and the other thing, so I'd like to either set up the... I'd like to set up either the 8-ball itself, just so I've got something to look at, or set up the event listener for not clicking, but hovering. Not that that's really going to change how we set up our event listener, but hovering over the object. Hey, Drakeling. Not the answer I would have expected either, right? Exactly. The last couple days it's been poignantly brutal and honest, and it's known. Been mocking our success. So let's see. CSS image stuff or event listener. I kind of want to start with the CSS bit because I really don't want to have to look at this as my sad Magic 8-ball. This is more like a sad empty planet. Okay, so to find a Magic 8-ball, we need to be the Magic 8-ball. Time to Google stuff. Magic 8-ball, copy, and paste. Be-da-dee-dee-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Image. Ta-da! Be-da-dee-dee-dee-dee. That one actually looks like the one Topher grabbed. Sort of like this one, though. Maybe that's the one Topher got. Dim-dim-dim-dim-dim-dim-dim. Dim-dim-dim-dim. Dum-dum-dum-dum. Decisions. What to do. Let's go with the second choice of all of these. So not that one. Is there another one with an empty blue triangle? This guy. How does this one look? Oh, that's got the diagram next to it. That's no good. And we're hunting. Well, you know what? Why not do the top pick? Dee 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 dee. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Meh. I agree. So we'll do this one and something else. Now, to crack open the image, view image. Hope that's okay. Copy. Totally forget what protocol is in this scenario. So I'm trying to think of what would actually happen. So here we've got text. Like we have the template, and then the text, ask a question, or any of the responses will show up accordingly here, like so, which is what we were trying to do here. I think I'd keep the div, but instead of answer, it would probably just be 8-ball. Or it could be answer. I don't think it necessarily really needs to change, but with inside the answer div, I think we would place the image. And for self-closing tags, do they have a slash at the end? Oh, I know what I can do to check. We just type in img. Boom. Look at that. So there's no... I could have sworn... Aren't there tags that have a slash for single element ones? Like, I thought there was also... I think there's two versions, because there's break, and there's also... I thought break. Different from a closing tag, an element that would need it, like so, like script and script. But maybe I'm crazy. There's like an 87% chance that I'm absolutely insane, so... We'll worry about the slashiness another time, because it didn't show up when Adam provided us with this. So, source, blah, alternate text, the answer window, 8-ball answer window, 8-ball response window. Eight-ball answer. Save. Close out of that. And save. And refresh. Sack of death. I thought maybe we just need to get rid of it entirely. Save. Did we miss something? Clearly I've missed something. Refresh. I think I need to add it elsewhere. Or do something different. It's the file type. I think the fact that it's linking to a JPEG is fine. Straightling, you could add that slash at the end of the image tag, but it's not required. I believe if I recall correctly, that was older HTML standard. Ah, fascinating. Okay. Noted. Image source. Maybe it's the image we chose. Maybe it thinks it's a stupid image. What if we put it higher up? What if we put it above the image? There's that. We don't even need to add an alternate text. Save. Aha! So it's something to do with Steven and the placement of the image element here. Maybe it's the div. What if it thinks the div is stupid? Kind of judgmental. It very well might not think that the div is stupid, but let's comment. You know, I thought I'd really be able to dual comment out those lines. We get rid of that. It's still within the main div class. It's not within its own div, and it's beneath the form element. Let's save here and see what happens, and we're refreshing. Aha. Why didn't it like that div? I wonder if it had to do with the CSS? I don't think it did. Or the JavaScript? Maybe there was some issue. Was I calling it only at a certain point? Maybe it was tied to... Maybe I didn't have the function set up yet. That possibly could be it. Anyways, regardless, it's happy here outside of the div. We are looking to do the follow... Oh, I bet it was probably this. I probably didn't know what to do with that, with it being tied to answer. It was probably trying to replace the image inside of div with the answer. It's a bad guess, but that's the only guess that I have for now. View, let's crack open our developer window. Whoa. Oh, that's view developer window for Atom, not Chrome. Views. JavaScript console. Ta-da, do. Line 17, that's the console log, and they're pissed because text content 19 is currently null. They don't like this, and rightfully so. I would be frustrated too. Let's comment out this line. Save. Refreshing. And let's get rid of the first image. BDDD. Dum. Day 300. Cool. So we've got the backside. Now we need to grab another one. I wonder if they live in... I bet they live in the same div. You know what? If I undo the comments here, I bet everything will be just fine. Everything will be copacetic, hunky-dory, whatever you want to call it. So there's that. Save. I think it was our JavaScript that was messing with our HTML. Dum. Deep. Aha! Look at that. See? Beautiful. So we were right. We'll even uncomment this noise just to prove our point. And, oh, not copy. Save. And refresh. Boom. Gone. Versus comment out. Yes. Refresh. See? Things are happening. Damn it. Things are happening. Now, let's go ahead and grab our second, the front of our 8-ball. What would be a good front side to this? Is that a decent one? Doesn't look stupid. Like this one. Or that. I could be into this. I could be that guy. Does have a similar lighting source. The 10 o'clock-ish, 11-ish region. Not that anyone else gives a damn about that, but sure. I mean, they aren't spot on, but close enough. Visit image. Dum 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 dum. Oh, good. It's always nice when the link to the image isn't 35 miles long. Oh god, rookie mistake. Damn it, I did it again. I tried to copy, but I'm so used to saving. I just hit Command S like 7 times on this image. So now I have 8 balls. Fuck. Cancel. Command C. Okay. Let's put that in our code. Now, how would we... I'm just trying to think of how we're going to end up manipulating the code. If it should be both images in one div, and if we give each image a unique ID like front and back, you know, we can leave it as answer or 8-ball or something. Or if we split the divs. Because here we need to overlay text onto this. So I don't know if I'll have like a paragraph in here eventually with an ID and whatnot. And this will be the backside. And then we do the same song and dance for the front, technically probably above it. I'm concerned in starting with the back because that's where the answer is going to go, all the text. There's more work to be done on the front end, or we'll call it the backside of the 8-ball. Because this is just the pretty face too. That, you know, I just realized it now. I don't know if these images are the same size, which is going to kind of suck if they aren't. 500 by 500. 349 by 346. This is a we have a lopsided 8-ball. 350. 300. 500, 1000. Maybe it doesn't matter. Fingers crossed it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and just drop in the image anyways. Shoving images. Wait. I'm still thinking through, just in general, how I want it laid out. I think I'm going to separate them. No. We're going to have an 8-ball div. We will have a whole 8-ball div. The ID for the image. I hope it's okay that I'm putting ID in front of the source. We'll have 8-ball front. Well, 8-ball back. Hope that's okay. ID will be answer. Return, what would be return answer. Here's that. Disk the over one, and then we'll have a very similar div, which would be ID. Wait, no, inside. There we go. Image. Why is it that far away? Hold on, Oh, because that's a single element. Right. Okay, hold on, sorry. I'm trapped in formatting hell. Here will be another single image with an ID of something. Front, 8-ball front. I hope giving them IDs is okay in the same div. Because I assume when we go to do the hover event listener, that it's simply I don't know if that's like a fade or clearly it's twisting. That's got to be an action that it can do for whatever visual file. But regardless, display one. I was thinking of just doing display none for the front and just have it flash on and off the back and front when we hover. Turning it does seem to be more practical and makes more sense instead of it just vanishing away and rendering the back. But anywho, ID, we'll get there. Baby steps. We have many more times that we need to fall on our face before we figure this out. 8-ball front. Source. Do we still have the proper source? I think that's right. Front of 8-ball. Answer. Back of 8-ball. We'll do that. Back of 8-ball. And front of 8-ball. Beautiful. Save. Okay, and here we go. Refresh. Holy. Okay. Now somehow one of these needs to go away for a very long time. We've got the two. So now we're faced with the size issue and the placement. So here it was twisting or whatever animation. Is there an animate? Is there an easy animation thing? Image, animation, delay, timing, function, direction. What direction? Alternate, normal, reverse. Animation, enter things? No. Hints or options of what we can choose from. Right now I'm still, I was just envisioning, I notice now again, as we've gone over, it's twisting, which makes sense because you would turn the ball. But in my mind, I was just thinking of doing display none for the front and then making the back displayed, and then vice versa when we go to stop hovering. The back goes to display none, and then we flick back to the front. But the vanishing 8-ball doesn't really make sense. Hey, Topher. I caught a daytime stream. Yay. Hell yeah. Day 300. Eh? Starting tomorrow, only 65 more days. Yeah. Gonna be awesome. Okay, so how to deal... I wonder if we should deal with the size issue first. Let's deal with the size issue. How can I get... we did 8 ball, let's see, so it would be a hash for ID. 8 ball front. If I can do size, image, size, or resolution. From image, value, resolution, property, or more. Yeah, I don't know. I want to just do size or height. Maybe height would be better. I know the large one is 500 and the 8 ball is 3 something, so 80%? That doesn't feel right at all. I think that's in reference to the web page, and I think it's actually going to make it bigger. Oh, so much confusion. And it doesn't like numbers. We're just pissing everyone off. Damn. CSS hates us. JavaScript was confused earlier. HTML doesn't know what to do with Steven's suggestions. We're heading down a tragic path. Drakeling, hard to believe there's only 65 more days left this year. I agree. Shocking. Topher, happy day 300 to you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, 65 more days. And it's gonna be interesting because we're going into the final months where it's the holiday seasons. Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and everything else like that, family parties and other days off and busyness. So those are my concerns. Everyone else is probably looking forward to the holidays. I'm freaking out because I don't know how to fit the schedule in around that stuff. But we'll find a way. We will find a way to pull it off. Drakeling, that'll be tricky to balance family events and streaming, I would imagine. Yes, yeah. I mean, I assume those days will probably be very similar to a lot of the previous streams where we end up doing them close to midnight, which is why we do the stream that late most days, is because that's just when we have time and we just force ourselves to do it. So I mean, I'd love to do midday streams like this all the time. And due to recent schedule changes, we've had a couple more midday streams like this, but still, even on the weekends, just life happens. We end up doing a midnight stream. But we'll pull it off. We've made it 300 days so far, with other holidays included, so it's just the frequency of holidays is ramping up in a very short period. Speaking of shortening things, how the hell can I change this? I do want to deal with the functional side of things. I want to add the event listener, but really we can drag that over from our old code. I want to set up the 8 ball so I have something to look at. Again, we don't need to perfect the CSS today, but just have anything. Let's close that and that. We can leave this in case we need to change the 8 ball that we use. But here we can do change, do CSS, change image size. Height and width dimension. Is there an MDN? No. Oh, scaling background options. Possibly. I will crack open that because it's right there at the top. We may need to change or get rid of the 8. Ball front. I don't want it to be ball front. No. Why can't I have the 8? Is the red that it really, like, won't agree and read it at all, or it sees that there's an issue there? There's a 1 here. What if it were an 8? See? That's a thing. What's wrong with that? Doesn't like 8 ball front, but it's cool with ball front, which I'm not gonna have. If we need that, we'll do front of ball. Yeah, like that. And then we'll have to change it. I'm not having it as ball front. I refuse to accept that. And it should be fine with 8 ball front. Drakeling. You can't start a variable name with a number, I'm guessing. At least that it's that way in other languages. Ah, right. That would make sense. So here, if I had mix, 2 mix, yeah, you're right. Drakeling's right. It's Steven. Mix 2. Well, great. So we need to give it a knighthood. The ball of 8s. What is this? That's the ball of 8s front. It's not going to be Sir Ball of 8s front of Wolfsbane. No. I just refuse to accept that. We'll change it to front of ball. Damn them. Front of ball. Thank you for highlighting that. Good tip. Thank you, Drakeling, for clearing up our confusion. Front of ball. Back of ball. This is awful. These are terrible names or IDs. God. Although I guess we could have typed out 8. But then that would have been no, this is like a small city street. We don't need labels that long. Front of ball. F of B. We'll get there. Height 80%. Maybe that's save and refresh. That didn't change anything. Didn't change anything. We had our CSS answer. Me. Setting height. Width, background color. But for an image. Scaling. Tiled background. URL. Oh. Maybe we can just drop the link in back here. Interesting. Background size. Well, it's not necessarily a background image, but they don't know the difference that it's not in the background. We could just have a really small background image below our form. Oh, but you know what? I bet the background image doesn't function like an element that's not in the background. If that makes any sense. Drakeling. Coming up with good names is sometimes the most difficult aspect of programming. I wholeheartedly agree. That has been probably my least favorite aspect of this journey so far, is coming up with variable names and element names and IDs, and oh god, it's brutal. Almost as bad as my inability to breathe. Brace yourselves, children. Brace yourselves. Oh, God. Don't look at me. I'm a monster. Save yourselves. Run for the hills. He's contaminated. Alright. Let's keep forging ahead. With our 12% lung capacity, how much progress can D. Topher, height and width properties operate the same for any element. Really? That's fascinating. 300 pixels? Blah, blah, blah pixels. Well, yeah, let's just do that. Let's make it... I'm absolutely drawing a blank. How big was it? 349 and 346. Oh, good. They're both over 345. So both this and the new image are both going to be 345 because I say so. And that makes me happy because those are consecutive numbers. 345 pixels. Here we come. Okay, we've got front of ball and back of ball. We want height, right? Height and a width. Height to be 345 pixels, followed by width. 345 pixels. Not sure if I need to do much more background size. I wonder if I should include background image here versus just referencing their IDs. Tough call. Let's find out together, shall we? Let's save and refresh. Going into the unknown, at least unknown for Steven. Save. Everyone else has the answer and already knows better, which makes our journey much easier. But refresh. Ta-da! Look at that. Same size. Matching 8 balls. Beautiful. Beautiful. Nothing makes us happier than having matching 8 balls. So, what to do now? How to get one image to display in place of another. That's gonna be tough. Trigate's height and width properties are the same for any element. The issue you will have with different size images is keeping the aspect ratio the same when you resize them. Keeping the aspect ratio the same when you resize. Oh, well, okay, yes, and yeah, I can see how that could get very questionable, especially with non-spherical objects. You know, if we were trying to match the state of Texas, it would get ugly quick, especially if it wasn't. Since it's circles, we can use the squared axes of height and width to keep it perfectly sized. So we did luck out on that. But yeah, if it was some obscure shape, I could see trying to gauge and keep the ratio exactly the same. That would get interesting quickly. So, Topher, you're also saying look into CSS card flip transition instead of doing my display none flicker on and off, which would probably be nauseating. God forbid we give people, what is it, ellipsis seizures from hovering over. It's just yeah, with display on and off on hover. We don't want to make people sick with our game. We can get rid of the images. We can close out of those. What was happening here? Nothing special. And now we can look for CSS card flip transition. CSS card flip animation or transition? Probably animation, since that's what's showing up on Loogle. Okay. So, flip animate. David Walsh blog. CodePen. You do enjoy CodePen stuff. We can just look behind the curtain. CSS Playground. Flip cards. Oh, did we not do card flip? My bad. We should have had... Oh, CSS card flip animation. We did have card in there. Well, let's click and see. What are we up against? Animation stuff. Animation stuff. D-d-d-d-d-d-d-d. Flip container. On touch. This classless toggle. Assume that's toggle. Yeah, toggle hover. Called it. Flipper front back. So they break it down into two divs. Front and back. Now the difference is that I gave my images, this was the dilemma I was having earlier. I gave the images IDs, but I put them all within the single 8-ball div, which I hope is okay. I think it should still function relatively fine. There are two content panes, front and back, as you would expect, but also two containing elements with very specific roles, explained by their CSS. Also note the on-touch start piece, which we did notice this bit. And we're noticing, allows the panes to swap on-touch screens. Oh, cool. Oh, that's like an additional for a touch environment or a touch interface. Literally, okay. Different than your day-to-day desktop / laptop with a mouse integration. So the touch feature. Noted. Cool. Obviously, you should break that code into a separate, unobtrusive JavaScript block if you wish. The CSS. I'm willing to bet that outside of the usual vendor prefix bloat, you'd be surprised at how little CSS is involved. I would be surprised if it's quite basic to implement. He is right. Entire container keeps perspective, flip container, perspective 1000 pixels, flip pane when hovered. Hey there, little kitty. How are you doing? Back from your adventures of napping in different rooms of the house? Yeah, guess what? Who's got your face? Steven does. I got your face. You're a good cat. You're a good cat. We're trying to make as much progress as we can before our missus gets off work, because we're going to do dinner and then binge watch Stranger Things. It's going to be awesome. I doubt we'll be able to get through the whole season tonight, which I don't really want to knock it out all in one sitting, especially with us heading into the weekend. But yeah, no. So we're gonna give it our best, and then we'll be heading out of here. So we should be hearing from her sooner than later. Hey, little kitty, what's this? Wiggly fingers? Yeah, you can find wiggly fingers anywhere. Look at you. The ultimate hunter. The apex predator of wiggly fingers. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, there. Be free, ghost kitten. Fly. Hey, seriously, go play. Oh, what's that? Go get the fingers. Okay, perhaps not. Why are you so determined to have your face scratched right now? Just be loved during Stranger Things. It's gonna be awesome. Hey, no. We are not gonna have a show of force right now. Go be a cat. Oh, good. She got the message. Let's do this. and we're looking and wow, there's a lot, there's a bit more. I think this is just a really thorough breakdown. I liked what was up above before. That was very basic and straightforward. That was the HTML setup. Interesting. And this is the CSS setup. Is there any kind of JavaScript-y CSS flip? Okay. We will implement the flip stuff. We will. But in the meantime, because I want to give that like a thorough reading, and since I am kind of juggling the crunch time, I'm sure it's basic, but flip container hover. It seems like the hover ability is contained within the CSS versus setting up an event listener for when the hover happens? Or would I still need to implement both? Tough call, tough call. I'm going to open up my old stuff. What did we last hover over? No, we last clicked upon coin toss. Coin toss, coin toss. Documents, JavaScript. Open. Event listener. For flip coin, that's what it was. For each function, button, add event listener. So here, instead of button, it would be image, add event listener. When we hover over something, this thing will run. That's what we want. Copy. Tutorial, David Walshgold. Drakenly, I'm really excited to start watching season 2 of Stranger Things as well. Topher, Stranger Things, love it, hell yeah. Drakenly, it was a long wait, and it seemed like it seemed like a long wait for the second season. I agree to some degree. We jumped on the Stranger Things bandwagon late in the game, so me and the missus only had to wait like probably 3 months, 4 months, which was awesome because I don't think I would have been able to wait a year, however long it was. So to that effect, I think we kind of lucked out waiting to watch it, and it was fantastic. But yeah, we only needed to wait a couple months. I think it was like 3 months until the new season came. So that was good. That was well played on our part. Topher, you can handle the hover state with CSS. Okay, cool. Making the ball flip when the form is submitted is another matter you have to tackle. Oh, you're right. There are 2 different flip scenarios. There's here on our own when we hover over it from right to left and left to right. I mean, it's the same thing, but hovering will go from the bottom up and down. So that's interacting there versus stuff and ask the Oracle. Boom. Ta-da. It flips on its own and back on its own. So 2 separate entities. Or events, really. One of the hovers, probably this one, is the built-in CSS one. And then the submit, more stuff. And clicking the submit button. Little kitty, no, exactly. Ain't that the truth? That's the one that would be tied to the function for when we run stuff. Cool. I'm actually just gonna steal it because it's my code. I'm going to steal it. I'm gonna steal my own code. I'm gonna be that guy. Dee 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 dee. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Dum dum. Dum dum. Dum 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 dum. Paragraph ID answer. Let's go ahead and see what happens there. We can free the beast, which was this guy. And it will no longer be flip, right? What did we have? We had... That was flip coin. Ah, flip was a very... Document blah. Query selector button. So for that element, so that would be the submit button. Or I guess it would be but variable. So we're going to want this too. And our function. We're going to need all of that good stuff. So we don't yet have our next substantial function that's going to do the breakdown of things. Do we? Do I need a substantial function to do a breakdown of things? Again, we don't have all the comparison stuff that's going on in this one. Even though our inputs are a lot more simple, the effects of what we're doing with the data, the CSS, flipping the images, all that kind of stuff, there's a lot of, we'll call it secondary things that are happening in this project. So we will have something to this effect. We could actually leave it flip and leave it on the button element. Hot damn, look at that. Button submit, so that works out well. We've only got one button. We do want it to flip when we submit. Let me ask BDX Inc. Yeah, they're never getting an answer if they ask me. At least not about programming, not one that's accurate. At least not yet. Post day 365, maybe. Maybe. But until then, deep in the learning phase. Oh god, so many comments. Didn't even notice. Making the ball flip when the form is submitted is another matter you have to tackle. At first, they were only going to do one season. That would have been soul-crushing, because it was bitchin'. Then it got picked up for second season because people went mad over it. Hell yeah, I agree. It can't just end on that note. Kidding? That would have been heart-wrenching. What an awful cliffhanger. Don't mind me. Phone call stuff, most likely about food. Think amongst yourselves. Think amongst yourselves. Alright. Alright. Food situation dealt with. We will be prepping to to leave. We've got probably about Little Kitty. I see you down there. We've got about like 10-ish or so minutes. Well, what are we doing? What are we doing? Got picked up for a second season. People went mad over it. You only have one button, so you don't need 4 each. Agreed. We don't need that. Flip. Dot 4 each flip. Oh, wait. So we don't need the 4 each, which means we probably don't need the other bit. Hell, we probably don't even need the rest. We probably could just do button, add, flip thing. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Don't need the 4 each. Just select the one button and attach an event listener. Right. Will do. Jack of Sporks. How are you doing? Season what? Stranger Things. That show's beyond. I don't know about season 2 though. Don't want to ruin the magic. I'm excited to watch it. I haven't seen anything. It's gonna have to be 11 out of 10 to even match season 1. You don't need the query selector all. Just do query selector. Good to know. Query selector. We can tag that. Little Kitty, we are in crunch time. Why are you're just like a magnet, straight to the fingers to get scratched. Just, can you hang out this? Look over here. Yep, see that? Follow. Yeah, good. The fingers of love. And scratching. Just do query selector for an ID or something. Hey, I'm good. Query selector gets the first of the matches. Aha, right. Maybe we should have referenced our click event. Oh my god, that's a lot of stuff highlighted with a cat that's very close to the keyboard. Not a position anyone wants to be in. Hey. You're covered in fur. Think about that, Little Kitty. Yeah, know your place. Oh my god. Why are you so affectionate? Damn. God. Okay. No. Stop hitting the webcam with your tail. Focus, Steven. Focus. Let's just pretend she's not even here. It's a Friday. Yeah. Love Fridays. There's no cat on my desk. We've got guide stuff. You're just blocking the monitor so much right now, and you're rubbing your face on everything. I'm good. Napping position. Thank God she's worn herself out. Let's do this. Okay. Let's don't mind me. I'm gonna set like a 10-minute timer. That way I know when to throw in the towel and give up, and all the other fun can roll into tomorrow. Do. That's starting. Good. We're continuing on. So, from the top. Dum. Alright. First things first. We have our HTML, which isn't exactly set up like his with separate divs, but we do have our 2 images, each with their own unique ID. So I think that's going to be okay. Continuing on with the flippiness, we will get there. We will look at that. We will need to do stuff in CSS accordingly because of that, or according to that. And then here we have our click event. These are 2 separate things, as Topher pointed out. There is the general hover, which is covered in CSS down here, and then there is this is the hover. Oh crap, we're gonna have, no. Okay, we aren't gonna have 2. One of the hover functions is in CSS, then we have our 1 click event for the submit button. Things on the Stranger Things note. Ta-da, and that flips. Okay, so deal with one of those at a time. I think the more important one is setting up the button for submit. So let's go ahead and focus on that. I can deal with the CSS flip hover another day. Let's close out of that. Close out of that. Good. We're simplifying our to-do list. Now, next bit. That means we don't need to worry about the CSS here or anything for... Yep. Go do your thing, cat. Oh my god, your claws. Just assume the napping position. Let me help you. Move. Yeah. Little toe knives are deadly. Okay. Well, we don't finish the code and we bleed out because the little kitty's in our lap. We at least made it to day 300. Save. Nothing really changed here, which is fine. Save. All good. Here's where we get to focus. This is going to be our quest for the next 8.5 minutes. How much damage can Steven do that ends in progress? We referenced our old coin project, which was slightly different, and we really don't need all of the nonsense we had. The for each and the query selector all. We're dealing with a different beast, a simpler beast. So here, an event listener for the button will do the following. We want document add event button. In my mind, all I see is I don't need the function. All I think I really need is for the button, add an event listener, or click, and then run a function, which will be a function that we need to create. Function, death. Jack Sparks, gotta go. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for hanging out with the views and the recommendations, tips, and tricks. Greatly appreciated. Thank you again. Thank you. So, function for... I can't even think. Flip ball. Ta-da, flip ball. What do you know? How great is that? Instead of flip coin, it will be flip ball. How perfectly named. How appropriate. So flip ball. Add an event listener to the button element. When we click flip ball, stuff happens. We have a variable. Do I actually need my variable flip? Do I need line 22? What would line 22 do? Line 22 before, which was line 26 in coin toss, would... Oh, because we had multiple buttons. That was our issue last time. Heads and tails. So, that's no fun. Let's close out of that and let's actually look at... Open the number guessing game, which had a single submit button. That would be far more applicable in our situation. Typical. Document get element by blah. Submit guess. Nice. Down here, variable event listener. Document get element by ID button. So then we had EL for event listener, add event listener, click, and then run submit guess true. I could do the same thing. Button, Topher button is not defined. Aha, which is the EL fiasco that we were faced with there in The number guessing game. Good to know. See, this is why we checked our old code. This is why Topher's here. Keeping us alive. Day 300. He's still kicking ass. So instead of flip, we can basically take this, copy. Beep-a-deep-a-dee. Event listener, document, button, because we only got the one. Event listener, add event listener, click, and then run flipball, and true. Ta-da! Beep-a-dee-dee-dee-dee. This is totally unnecessary now. And within flipball, we would like document, get, element, answer, blah, copy to appear and or be appended to stuff to some degree. Things will happen. Things will change. Save, save, save. Let's see if that's just a good place to be. So, refresh. Whoa, God. Line 25, we've pissed someone off substantially. Who did we piss off on line 25? Uncaught error type. Cannot read property. Add event listener of null. What the deuce? Maybe that's what Topher was talking about. What do you mean buttons null? Buttons there. Submit. Button. Submit and in caps. We followed this. Document get element by ID button. Event listener. Add event listener. Click. Submit guest function. That guy. True. Here. We've got our next function. Flip. All. Document get element answer. Blah, blah, blah. Variable event listener. Document get element by button. Yeah. Add event listener. Click. We need to click. Is it the order of things? Maybe it's the order of things. However, to get an element by ID, it must have an ID. Oh, and it doesn't. Death. Bad Steven. It was submit, not button. I was thinking either one of the other ones, like get. Is there just a get element? I don't know if there's a get element. I know there's a get by class, there's a get by ID. Submit, copy. It was submit. Rookie mistake, Steven. Rookie mistake. Don't deserve food or Stranger Things. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. It was submit, guys. It was submit. Typical. Refresh. Ta-da. Better? I think that it will work out Perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. What a great note to end on. Okay. It was looking questionable and perfectly timed. Let's go ahead and back out of all this noise. We'll push to GitHub post stream. We did sort everything out afterwards, but we're gonna call it quits for day 300 and end on a high note, because I too think it will all work out. Awesome. Let's save our code at least. Save and save and save. Way cool. And close out of that. Beautiful. Thank you again to anyone and everyone who stopped by to view the stream, whether it was just to hang out and or to assist. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Today we had Drakeling, Topher Gates, Jack of Sporks, and to anyone else who may have accidentally stumbled in here, thank you. Any and all views are greatly, greatly appreciated. 300 days down. Yeah, I just can't believe it. If we've only made it this far due to the help and support of the programming community here on Twitch. We've got a couple more days to go, and then it'll be 10 months down. So that's all kinds of fun. Let's go ahead and back out of this. We've got food and Stranger Things in our very near future. Hopefully you guys all enjoy the rest of your Friday evening and or day. We are stopping the stream. Are you sure you want to stop the stream? Hell yeah. Kill it.